And welcome back to another edition of East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the week number 7, and it coincides with the opening of the Eastern League, the all-important second season within the season. And all of these games from now on will go towards the winner of the seeding for the champion of the Eastern League. So tonight, we're here at the home field of the Garfield Bulldogs as they take on the visiting Huntington Park Spartans. We're going to be doing the play-by-play here for you. But very quickly coming in for some background information on the Spartans. They come in with a 4-1 record, having won their first 4 games in a row, and then having tasted defeat only to Palisades. Man, that was by a single point, 35-34. And now they're ready for the Garfield Bulldogs in the Eastern League. On the other hand, the Garfield Bulldogs coming in with a 1-4 record. The only victory so far for the Bulldogs was in the opening game, and that was against Montebello, 39-36. And they have been on how would you call it? Not a lucky streak. It's been a bad streak, and they're going to try and turn things around here on this particular night here on October the 6th, 2017. And this is East LA Sports Scene production of the High School Game of the Week. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the kickoff in just a moment. Don't go away. Now ready for the kickoff. Let's see, number 32 for Garfield. Let's see if that's going to be our kickoff player, number 32, Steve Majares. Here is the run back. Oh, missed tackle there. And then getting it up all the way out to, let's call it the 25-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Huntington Park Spartans. Head coach is Coach Vega. Anthony Vega for the Huntington Park Spartans. Okay, we're going to get ready here to now call the play-by-play. Special teams have been out, and now it's time to go to work here for both teams. Offense for the Spartans and defense for the Garfield Bulldogs. We'll get you their starters here in just a moment. Number 1, though, at quarterback for Huntington Park is going to be Victor Molina. There's a running play. It's going to be stacked up there. Let's see who gets off the bottom of that pile first here. Number 2 is in there. Number 55 for the Garfield Bulldogs in on the stop. And we're going to get you his number here. 55 is Andrew Savalsa. Okay. Second, and let's see where they spot it. 2nd and 10. No gain on the carry by the running back. And we'll also see for Huntington Park here in the backfield, we're going to see Bijan Lee, B-E-J-O-N, and then Lee. And another running play straight up the middle. Looks like the Spartans testing the front 4 of the Garfield Bulldogs. Let's give you the rest of the running backs here and the lineup on offense. Number 2 is Joseph Kinsley. He plays wide receiver. Number 7 is Anthony Farm, also a receiver. And at center, we have Andrew Savalsa, 55, and also on the front 4 and offense, number 54, Richard Rodriguez, he's right guard. Number 57 is Andres Villa, he's the right tackle. Left guard is Matthew Mendoza. Left tackle, George Escobar. And we have his double wing running back, James Rossum. And we have also fullback, number 4, Julio Velasquez. And looks like number 5 is the ball carrier. And he will not get very much yardage on that play, maybe a couple of yards. And that was Bijan Lee. Again, let us remind you that the Huntington Park Spartans come in averaging nearly 45 points per game. So they have a high-powered, high-potent, highly charged offense. And let's see how the Garfield Bulldogs respond to that. Back in punt formation. Let's see, looks like it's going to be number 13 for Garfield. That's Jalen Lawrence. And this is our second time to see Garfield in action. We saw them back 2 to 3 weeks ago against Crenshaw when they traveled out to South LA and took on the Crenshaw Cougars in a non-conference game. Okay. Back in punt formation is Victor Molina. And special teams now come in onto the field here. And it's going to be a penalty against the Spartans. First penalty of the game, and they're set back 5 yards there on a illegal procedure call. Number 13 for the Bulldogs, back in single formation for the kick. Jalen Lawrence, kick is off, straight up, not very long in distance, but it may get a roll, and it does, going for Huntington Park, and the ball's going to be spotted just at about the 50-yard line. First and 10 for the Bulldogs, and they're coming off of a bye week, having rested last week, and have had time now to replenish their stock, so to speak, in terms of having some injured players come back onto the field. And primarily we're going to be speaking about number 10, Adam Polanco, the quarterback, along with his wide receiver, number 9, Angel Hidalgo. So quickly in the backfield here, we're going to see Moses Gonzalez, number 21, and he's lining up directly out of the shotgun formation right behind Adam Polanco. Is his first action here. And it's a belly series. He fakes it to his fullback and Moses Gonzalez, but Polanco had other ideas, and he just pulled the bread out of the oven, so to speak, out of the basket, kept it himself, and just went left on a very good option move there by Adam Polanco. And let's see, they're going to give him enough yardage for a first down. We're going to continue to give you the starters here for the Garfield Bulldogs. Look for number 20, that's Angel Reyes. Number 52 on the line, Jesse Cortez. Number 57, Martin Romero. Center is Victor Villaseñor. Snap. Polanco over in the flat. He's got Lawrence behind the blocker. Then he's going to be rolled out of bounds on the far end of the Garfield bench. So Polanco goes to the air on his second call of the game. Head coach Lorenzo Hernandez always brings his team out for Eastern League Conference play, and by that we mean he sets his sights on winning the conference right out, or straight out, outright, leaving no doubts about the standings. Continuing on, we have right guard David Robles, number 62, number 58 is Eder Martinez. Polanco hands it off to Gonzalez. Got a block. Still going down the sideline. Oh, then he's going to be run out of bounds by Molina. Let's see, let's call it the 25-yard carry there by Gonzalez. There's basically an off-tackle call there. Offensive line certainly doing what they're supposed to be doing, allowing their blocks to open up, and then the running backs get between the tackles. And then off they go with some bursts of speed, and they're popping through that line very quickly. Polanco. Oh, he kept it again. Went right, then left. Oh, tripped up there. First man to reach him was number 8. That was James Rossum. Had Rossum not made that ankle tackle, Polanco might have just skipped into the end zone. Let's see if there's our first penalty flag. Looks like it's going to be assessed against the Bulldogs. Okay, it's going to nullify that nice gain there. Again, the belly series play where you'll see Polanco really put the ball into the stomach area of the running back and then keep it for a step or two and then pull it out at the last second and keep it and go option. Okay. Play stop here just for a moment. Looks like Gonzalez is getting some help from Polanco to tie his shoe. In at wide receiver now, number 5, Fabian Montes. He's on the right side. And over to our left, we have 2 wideouts. Number 9, you'll see Angel Hidalgo along with number 13, Jalen Lawrence. Okay, we're back to play. There's the whistle. Resuming play. Polanco in the shotgun. Gonzalez behind him. stops his call and looks to the sideline, changing to an audible. And again, repeating the same gesture. Now he gets it on the third try. Oh, it went to the ground, but Polanco's going to be stacked up there. Oh, number 4. Check that, number 44 for Huntington Park in there on a make it a nice stop. And let's see, we're going to get you number 44's name. That's Christopher Lagos. And he's on that defensive end position. So he wasn't too fooled by that call. And again, the Bulldogs is taking a breather, looking over to the sideline for the call from Coach Hernandez. It's going to bring up second, and let's call it 20. Loss of 10 on the play. Linemen are set. Polanco dropping back, looking. Oh, he's going to run out of the pocket, still on his feet. Now he's got no choice. He is going to be sacked. Oh, in there. Number 56, give him credit for the first hit. That was Sebastian Garcia. And then his teammates came in to put the finishing touches on Polanco. They're dropping him for a huge loss. Another 10-yard loss on that play. And it's going to bring up, call it third and about 30. Más o menos, more or less on that. Big loss there. So Polanco looked right, but then also was looking down for a post pattern route by his receivers, but he couldn't find him in time. Polanco has it, flat. He's got Lawrence. And he get knocked down from behind. Number 5, give him credit for that tackle. And that was Bejan Lee on the tackle. Number 5, who also doubles in as a running back. So he picked up about 8 yards on the catch and run. And that's going to bring up fourth. Bulldogs are not in punt formations. That obviously they're going for it. Villaseñor over center. In fact, he is a center. He's going to be snapping the ball back on fourth down to Polanco. He's got wide receivers on both sides. Looking left. He's got time. He's going to be run out of the pocket. And then good tackle there. Number 4. That was Julio Velasquez, and Polanco could not escape his ankle tackle and brought him down for no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Spartans, and the ball is going to be placed. Let's see where the official spotted it. Let's call it the 36-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Huntington Park. They come in 4-1 overall. And as we mentioned at the top of the program here, they have had victories over Lincoln in game 1, 55-0. Chatsworth, 40-0. Legacy, 66-14. Salesian, 62-14. And then he finally lost to Palisades, a Division I school as well. Okay, here we go. Second possession. And Molina kept it, struggling, looking for blockers, but can't find much there, and dragged down finally by number 55, Miguel Ortiz, and number 57, Jonathan Torres. It's going to bring up now second, and let's call it 2.5. Huntington Park in white, orange numbers, white helmet with the Spartan logo on their helmet. And as you see, some of the players have their pink spats on. They're taped up with pink tape in honor of the Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October for LA City School. Pitch. Here comes Lee. Broke tackles. And, moves forward up to the 50-yard line. Finally brought down by number 5, Fabian Montes. And that's going to be enough for the first down, but Bijan Lee was rumbling over his right tackle, found some room there and just lowered his shoulder and did what a good running back does. He put the hit on the defender. Pitch goes the other way. Oh, he found the seam. Still going forward was Molina. And dropped by number 15. Give him credit on the tackle. And it's going to break up another first down. So Molina is picking up yardage here on the ground. Okay, he's going to bring a 1st and 10. The ball spotted right at the 40-yard line. They're in Bulldog territory. Okay. Toss to Molina again. Pursued. Oh, then he's going to be stacked up. Looks like they're trying to strip it out of his hand. And number 13 for the Bulldogs in there on the stop. That's Jalen Lawrence. But let's change our directory here in terms of identifying the players. At quarterback, we had Anthony Farm, P-H-A-R-M-S, Farms, and Victor Molina as the I-back, or the running back here, tailback. So Coach Vega kind of changing things around. Into the ball game comes number 9. That's for Huntington Park. See, referees are in consultation on the far sideline. Okay, looks like there's going to be a personal foul. It's going to be assessed against Huntington Park. Major penalty. That's going to move them back out of Bulldog territory. But the Bulldog defense had read that play was an option sweep going left, and it was a pitch basically from Farm. Anthony's his first name, P-H-A-R-M-S. P-A-R-H-M-S, okay, Parms. And he will be quarterback. And it's going to bring up second, let's call it almost 30 for the Spartans here. Just in the first period of play. Clock showing 2:37, no score in the contest. Again, we're checking on the white hat, conferring with his crew. And that's holding up the pace of the game here. Okay, referee in the white hat's looking over, talking to Huntington Park. But unless he blows the whistle, we're not going anywhere. Okay, finally decides to start the clock, and here we go. Parm at quarterback. In a bunched formation, fakes the pass. Oh, check that. Lee off to the races. There he goes, 10-5. Oh, Bijan Lee. And line of scrimmage was the 40-yard line. And let's give him a 60-yard hookup from Parm to running back out of the backfield. And again, unofficially, we're going to give it a 60-yard passing play from number 7, Parm, to number 5, Lee. 60 yards, and here goes Huntington Park, first up on the board. Let's go for the point after now, see how the Spartans will attempt that. Molina's in, number 1. In fact, Molina's going to be flanked far out to the left. They're going for 2. Okay, they're going to go out of the I formation. Check out the shotgun formation with Parm. Delay of game is going to be whistled against Huntington Park after the touchdown. Let's see if Coach changes his mind here. Coach Vega. So he's got Parm in there, along with the running back, Julio Velasquez. Parm has it. He's going to throw it, faked it. He's going to try and throw it into the end zone. Oh, broken up. Nicely done there. Number 9, looks like Hidalgo had a hand on that, batted the pass away. So it's going to be 6-0 in favor of the Spartans when we come back with the kickoff here from Garfield Bulldog Stadium, the home of the Bulldogs out of East Los Angeles and the Eastern League. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. And back to kick, number 27 is going to be Juan Hernandez for Huntington Park. Here comes the run-up. And it's going to be fairly deep. Back to receive is number 13, Lawrence. Found a block, still go up on his feet, trying to head out towards the sideline, and he'll be brought down roughly at about the 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Garfield as they trail now 6-0 here in the first quarter play. And it's going to be 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the quarter. Okay, let's see who the Bulldogs send out here for their offensive formation. Okay, Adam Polanco at quarterback. Triple wideouts on the left side. And down the far sideline, let's see. A lot of dust here on the field. And looks like Garfield's going to pick up first down on that carry. Again, you'll see the Bulldogs looking over to their bench for the play call. Second, okay, not a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Looks like it's a short one here for the Bulldogs. And Polanco did the option. He gets across the line of scrimmage and then some. He's going to have enough for the first down. It's going to bring the ball up past the 50-yard line. So on that carry there, you'll see Polanco bring the Bulldogs into the Spartan territory. And still in the first quarter with 1:25, and clock is running here. Hidalgo flanks out here to, let's see, 3 wideouts on the left side. And a couple of wide receivers on the right side. Adam De La Torre out here, and then a flag is going to be thrown by the sideline judge. Let's see, it's going to go against the Spartans. Offsides, encroachment. So let's line up the flankers here on the left side. Number 8 is Hidalgo. Angel, check that, Adam De La Torre, his name. 13, Jalen Lawrence. And inside of Lawrence, we have number 9. That's Angel Hidalgo. Here it is in the flat. Oh, Lawrence with a good move. He cut to the right, went left, still going, and looks like he has enough for the first down. Just a basic check down pass from Polanco to his running back, or to his flanker here in the left side of the field. Clock running with a check that they're going to move the chains and then start the clock. Going to bring up 1st and 10 for Garfield. Now the ball spotted, let's call it at the 43-yard line. Beautiful fall night here in East Los Angeles. Garfield taking on Huntington Park in the opening game of the Eastern League for both schools. Here is Polanco again on the option. And picked up sizable yardage there. Enough for a first down. And they're moving the chains on the second drive of the game. The Bulldogs now are in full motion. And the clock stopped for 10 seconds to move the chains. And now this could be the last play of the first quarter. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout taken on the field. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. high school game of the week. The action and what had happened there during the break, it was the end of the quarter. The referee allowed the clock to run. And that was the end of the first period of play with the score. Huntington Park 6, Garfield 0. Now we begin the second quarter. And the Garfield Bulldogs just about inside the red zone. Looks like the white hat is talking over to coach on the far sideline to Coach Hernandez, giving him an explanation. But again, a lot of stoppage of the clock here on dead ball time. So while they figure that out, we're going to take a quick break. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, we're back to the action here. Garfield now, 1st and 10. Looks like it's from the 20. There's the handoff. Running back gets good yardage, good positive yardage. And that was Moses Gonzalez. Clock is moving now with just 11 minutes and 40 seconds in the first half. Spartan 6, Bulldog 0. Villaseñor at center. And here is Polanco with that inside option. Has been working for the Bulldogs as they pick up more yardage. And it's going to put the ball on, let's call it the 15-yard line. Bring up third. Let's call it maybe the 13-yard line. 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs inside the red zone now. Polanco engineering this drive here. Stops his count, looks over to the bench for the audible. Snap, hand off to Gonzalez, straight over left tackle, still going. Oh, dragged down near the goal line. Let's see where they spot that. And Gonzalez showing some power skills there, moving forward, dragging many tacklers there. And it's going to be now 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. A big old line firing off on their blocks here. Good execution. Polanco, Gonzalez, he gets hit almost as he gets handed the football. Maybe he'll give him a yard gain. Let's see where they spot the ball. Spartans with their backs to the wall here, trying to keep the Bulldogs out. 2nd and goal here for the Bulldogs. Adam Polanco at quarterback, number 10. Behind him, Moses Gonzalez. And there's going to be a timeout now taken on the field. We'll be back with more high school game of the week, Garfield versus Huntington Park here on East LA Sports Scene Productions. Don't go away. Be right back. Okay, they break the huddle after the timeout. A huge play here for the Bulldogs. Polanco out of the T formation. Looks like he is struggling to get in. It's a touchdown. So a 2-yard dive play there for the Bulldogs. Puts them on the board. And let's call it at 9:31. And they are very glad to have tied the ball game up now with a point after. Certainly have an opportunity to take the lead here. So 9:31, touchdown Bulldogs. Polanco, 2-yard, quarterback keep. So 6-6, here comes a point after. And it's going to be number 32 taking the attempt. Oh, he misses it. Oh, look out. Hidalgo has it. Oh, throws it into the end zone. And they call it, let's see, good. Yes, it's a 2-point conversion, a busted play there. Hidalgo very smartly rolled to his left and found Gonzalez in the end zone. So 2-point conversion is good. And that's going to put the score now up to 8-6 in favor of the Bulldogs. They'll be kicking off in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go now. Back to the kickoff here, the action. Okay, set to kick off. Number 32 for the Bulldogs. And there it is, a run up. The kick's going to be fairly deep. Handle it at the 10. Number 2 has it. Going to the far right on a sweep. Got a block. And then just leveled out of bounds there. De La Torre in on that hit. But give credit on the run back to number 2. Joseph Kinsey took it at his 10 and brought it all the way out to the 35. Basically doing the math, a 25-yard kickoff return, which will give the Spartans decent field position. And the Garfield Bulldog defense comes back onto the field. They're up by a score of 8-6 with, let's call it 9:23 left in the half. Taking a look here out of the double wing formation. Molina in motion, gets the pitch. Heading our way to the sideline in front of their bench. And then good tackle there. A good finishing tackle by number 1. Give him credit on the stop. That was Peter Jason Garcia, or as he's known to the teammates, his teammates, PJ Garcia. Getting credit for that tackle, but not before Molina picks up about, let's call it 6 yards on the carry, 2nd and 4. At quarterback is Farm, number 7, double wing, pitch, here goes Lee. Very strong runner, still going, he's got a block, turn the corner. Oh, and then brought down, but not after he gets, he gets his first down. In on the tackle was number 15 for Garfield. That was Jonathan Espinosa. So the drive again now gets in motion for the Spartans. Two runs, and they've picked up huge yardage. The line of scrimmage on the first drive, start of the drive, was a 35-yard line. 3 plays later, they're at the 35-yard line of the Bulldogs. Double wing formation, pitch, here we go again. Molina trying to get around in, cuts it inside, and then is going to be brought down by number 2. Give him credit for the tackle. That was David Regosa, along in there with an assist to number 1, PJ Garcia. Okay, we see a penalty marker right there in the middle of the field. It's going to go against Huntington Park. And let's see. We didn't get the indication of what it was, but it's going deep, so it's going to be, looks like a holding penalty against Huntington Park. That's going to defuse their drive here as they march forward, but then get pushed backwards due to the penalties. Let's see how the Garfield defense buckles down here. Lee in motion. Here comes a pitch. Student body right. Oh, good tackle, and they're from behind. Regosa. Oh, check that. Espinosa, first man in there in the backfield, gets credit for the tackle. And not much of a gain on that play. He's going to bring up a 2nd, and let's call it 20. Ball is going to be marked at the 43-yard line of Garfield. Spartans taking their time in their huddle. They want to make sure they get everything down in terms of the strategy from Coach Vega. Here we go into the shotgun formation now. Farm. Met head on. 57 in there first for the Bulldogs to stop them. That was Martin Romero. Give him credit for the tackle. And with an assist, we have number 52, Jesse Cortez. Third, and let's call it the same amount. Third, and call it 20, maybe 22 yards for first down for Huntington Park. Again, we remind our viewers this is the first game of the Eastern League. And every game will be a big game for all of the teams in the conference. Okay, looks like Coach Vega's putting Molina back in at quarterback. And that's going to prompt a timeout there as they want to realign themselves. So with the timeout, we will take one as well and come back in just a moment. This is East LA Sports. Back to the action. Here we go now. After the timeout, Coach Vega's given the instructions to his offensive unit here, double wing formation. And Molina, whoa, hit as he throws it. And the pass is caught downfield. Number 2, give him credit for the reception, Joseph Kinsey. And the breakdown there in the secondary, but Molina was daring in the pocket. He stood his ground and found his receiver right in the middle of the field. And it's going to be, let's see, they're going to stretch it out now. It looks like he's going to be, okay, there's the whistle now to start play. Farm taking the snap out of the T formation, hands it off to Lee. And Lee struggles forward for good yardage. He'll have enough for the first down. So number 5, Beijon Lee, that's Beyjon, then Lee's 5'9", 185 pounds. So the drive is alive for the Spartans. Flanked out here to the far left is Farms this time as a wide receiver. So the Spartans showing different looks in the backfield. Here's Molina at quarterback. Oh, look out. Goes out over his head. Gets a hand on it. Now he has to run for his life. He's in pursuit. He can't throw it yet. Trying to find the receiver. Oh, it's going to be incomplete. Oh, so Farms intended for him, but ball hit the ground. Spartans break the huddle. Here they come out. Just inside the red zone. Let's call it the 19.5-yard line. New quarterback is Farms, dropping back, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run and keep it. Still on his feet, going to be knocked down. Gang tackle by the Bulldogs in the far sideline. So Parms picks up positive yardage and moves the ball downfield. Let's call it a gain of about 10 yards on the play. Ball looks like it's going to be spotted at, let's call it the 8-yard line. First and goal to go for the Spartans. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first half. Clock is running now. Parms at quarterback. Lee in motion. He gets the toss. Has a head of steam. And he exploits the right side there. Double wing formation again for Farms. Handoff over left tackle. And he's in for the score. Number 4, give him credit on the touchdown. That would be Julio Velasquez. Looks like they're going for a 2. Parms at quarterback. Velasquez to his right. Parms dropping back. Going to take off on the option. Oh, he finds his receiver there in the end zone. Oh, check that. It's good. And the ball then was ripped out of his hands after he had caught it. And the score now is going to read 14 to 8 on that touchdown and 2-point conversion. We'll be back with a kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, Juan Hernandez ready to pick it up, kick it up here. And there he goes, medium kick heading to the sideline. Stays in play. And here comes the run back. Number 20 has it. Still going. Out of the shotgun, here's Polanco. Hands it off to Gonzalez. Carries a tackle. Tackler forward. That's going to be number 10 for Huntington Park. That was Salvador Andrade. Yeah, he'll get credit for that tackle, but he'll pick up, let's call it 2 yards on the carry, 2.5. Clock now approaching the 3-minute mark. Shotgun is Polanco. And here is movement on the defensive line. It's going to be 44. That's Christopher Lagos is going to be penalized here for encroachment. Offsides on the defense. It's going to bring up, let's call it second, and let's maybe give it 2 yards at the most, maybe 3. Coming to you from the home field of the Garfield Bulldogs here in East Los Angeles, California. Opening game of the Eastern League for both teams. Garfield versus Huntington Park. Polanco dropping back, looking to his left, he's going to air it out. It's going to be, nearly caught. Oh, my goodness. Referees are ruling no catch. Oh, beautiful pass to Angel Hidalgo. Just maybe a step too far, but great trajectory on that pass. You saw Polanco just really rear back and let it fly, so to speak, but just a little bit too much juice on it. Pass is incomplete. 3rd and 3 here for the Bulldogs. Hidalgo made a tremendous effort to catch that. Polanco changes the count. Looks over to the coaching staff. Takes the snap. Looking left into the flat. He's got a receiver. And he was down with the knee hitting the ground. And that was the number 13, Jalen Lawrence, who decided he wanted to try and get a little extra mileage out of that, but his knee was on the ground, and referee correctly ruled it down. Brings up 4th, and let's call it 7. 4th and 6. And back to receive the punt, Joseph Kinsey, number 2 on his jersey. Back to punt for Garfield, number 9, Angel Hidalgo is returning back from an injury. And he has time, and he's going to angle it. Very good roll for the Bulldogs. Is heading towards the Spartan, let's call it 10-yard line. And they will down it right there. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. And the change of possession. We'll be right back with more action. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here they come the Spartans with 2:03 left in the period or in the half. 1st and 10, let's call it at their 9-yard line. Hand off to Lee. He's stacked up. Big time there. Gang tackle by the Bulldogs. Coming off that pile, number 50. That's Adriel Gutierrez, left tackle on defense out of the front 4, down lineman. They're going to give him no gain on the no gain on the carry, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Clock moving now, 1:30 left in the half. Combinations of quarterbacks here between Victor Molina, who is a starter, and Anthony Farm, who's at the controls now out of T formation. Dropping back, throws a screen pass. He got a receiver, his running back. And he'll be rolled out of bounds by 3 Garfield tacklers. That was Molina on the reception. Abel Martinez in on that tackle. Number 5. Okay, timeout called in the field by the Garfield Bulldogs. We'll be back after the timeout. This is East LA Sports Scene. And 1:03 left in the half. 14-8 in favor of the Spartans in white, orange, and orange numbers. Parm. Oh, look out. Ball went through his hands. He's in the end zone. He's going to try and throw it out here to the wing, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. He threw it intentionally, overthrew his running back. And it looked like that was number 8 on Huntington Park player. That was James Russom, Russom. And 55 seconds left was on the clock, and that brings up 4th and 14 here for the Spartans from Huntington Park. Back in punt formation will be number 1, Victor Molina, who doubles in as quarterback and wide receiver for the Spartans. So they avoided the disaster there by recovering the balls. Here's Molina's kick. Straight down the field, picked up by Lawrence at the 40. May get a block, 35-30, trying to get around some defenders and runs it back inside, brought down at about 19-yard line. So it looks like they'll be inside the red zone. Good field position here, and plenty of time for the Bulldogs, certainly, to make a couple of attempts at scoring. So good punt return there by Jalen Lawrence. And the Bulldogs are going to come on the field with some energy here, some adrenaline pumping, as they have their sights set on trying to cash in to the end zone here before the half and retake the lead, possibly, if they can score. Here's Polanco at quarterback. Handoff. Moses Gonzalez, first man through. He takes it. And he's going to be tackled in there by number 3, Alfonso Valencia. Clock moving now with just 30 seconds left. Good. And a keeper here by Polanco, still on his feet. And looks like they're trying to strip that ball out of his hands. Number 95 in on the tackle. That was Alan Guerrero. And the ball is going to be now spotted. Let's call it at about the, I can't really see here. Maybe it's inside the 10-yard line, but there's a timeout on the field with, let's call it 18 seconds left in the half. We'll be back with more of East LA Sports Scene. Unofficially, ball marked at the 8-yard line. Hand up to Gonzalez. Let's see where he goes. The clock is moving with 12 seconds. They have a quick hurry-up offense here. Maybe can he spike it? Ball, the whistle. There's a whistle. Okay. There's the whistle. The ball clock is stopped with 4 seconds. Okay, that kills the clock when the whistle blew. And looked like Polanco had a bad snap, or he mishandled it, and it fell to the ground. And the referee now will be asked whether that was a fumble or not. But the clock is stopped with 4 seconds. Let's see what Coach Hernandez does here. Whether he'll go for a field goal or perhaps just run everything out and go for the touchdown. But it definitely was a miscue there by the Bulldogs as Polanco was pulling out. It looked like the ball was snapped just a little too soon. Okay, let's see. The Bulldogs are in huddle. Referee's now talking to Huntington Park. And he's going to spot the ball down there again. Should be the line of scrimmage at the 8-yard line. Okay, referee's given his indication there. Okay, for unsportsmanlike penalty is going to be assessed against the Spartans. Ball should be placed just about at the 1 yard line or less. And now they're going to stop play here. And Huntington Park will take a timeout to try and strategize this and talk things over. We'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, they break the huddle. Bruce Gonzalez now, quarterback number 4. And more whistles again. Okay, Huntington Park calling back-to-back timeouts. And with that, we shall take another break. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, quickly to the line of scrimmage. And more whistles again. This time is going to be coming from the back judge. There might be movement there. Okay, looks like they may have had too many men on the field. Okay, so the Bulldogs beneficiaries here of some miscues by the Spartans. Unsportsmanlike penalty, and then now here, too many men on the field. The illegal substitution. Bruce Gonzalez in for Polanco. Gonzalez takes a snap. Here's the pitch. And Gonzalez is in. Moses Gonzalez stretches the field to the right and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. And that will end, technically or officially speaking, the time on the game clock. However, the point after will be attempted here by the Bulldogs. So now we'll give Moses Gonzalez a 1-yard run, 10-yard line. Hidalgo in for the hold. Remember, Hidalgo, another bad snap. He gets it. Oh, and the ball falls on the ground. And that will end the play there. Whistle sounded. And the referee crew is going to have to decide what to do. And the player still going all the way down with the ball. And let's see what they call here. Bad snap by the center, and Hidalgo almost picked it up, but then it fell out of his hands again. And now we saw that the Huntington Park player just went down the field, not giving any caution to the whistle, but that will do it there. That was the official ending of the first half. So we'll take the intermission break and come back with the start of the second half. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go now. All high school sports fans and all of our followers here on East LA Sports Scene, welcome back to East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week as we watch now as Huntington Park in white and orange, and they're ready to kick off here to the home team, the Garfield Bulldogs. Both teams out of the Eastern League, both teams ready for the second half of game number 1 in the conference. There's a squib kick, and look out. Oh, nicely covered there by the Bulldogs at a 35-yard line. And the ball had life, but number 4 wisely jumped on that. And that was Bruce Gonzalez. So 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs from their own 35-yard line. Polanco keeps it on a quarterback option, going right, left, still in the end zone. Oh, kept his feet to 40, 35, 30. 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown from the 35-yard line. No flags on the field. Roughly that's going to be a 65-yard quarterback option run by Adam Polanco. And before the fans can get back into their seats, lightning is struck here by the Garfield Bulldogs. And now moves the score to 20 to 14. There's going to be a point after here now with 11:47 left in the third period. First play of the second half. And we saw there The quarterback, the Atom Bomb Polanco, showing off his running skills to go along with his great passing skills. Yeah, here's a point after now. Mijares, number 32 on his jersey. Hidalgo, the holder. They've had problems here on the snaps. Hold, kick, up, and it's good. Oh, no good. Referee signal waving his arms to the side, so our mistake there. So a point after, no good. But nonetheless, Bulldogs up on the board with a 65-yard run. Option right for Polanco. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Hey, and just like that, tables are turned here. Garfield ready to kick off now. Back to receive for the Spartans. And it's heading to number 2. Takes it at about the 5-yard line. And he's going to bring it all the way out to maybe the 25. Give him credit. That's Joseph Kinsey, the run kickoff return specialist. Gets it into decent field position before the Bulldogs swarm him for the tackle. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Coach Vega and the Huntington Park Spartans. They trail now by 6, 20-14. Third quarter just underway. This is the first drive of the second half. And 1st and 10 now. They're going to come out of the huddle. Let's see what the Spartans are going to be able to do on this drive here as they trail now in the ball game. Double wing formation. Lee in motion. Power right. Dragging tacklers. And he picks up positive yardage. Getting up off the pile last there, number 28 for the Bulldogs. That was Nick Delgadillo. And Lee, on his sweeps, he's going to bring a lot of energy into his run, and he picks up about 8 yards on the carry. So good blocking schemes up there by the front line there for the Spartans. Parm throws it into the defenders. A number of defenders there. It's going to be caught and a completion. And that was number 2. Give him credit on the reception, Kinsey. And number 7 at quarterback, that's Anthony Parms, Parhms. Alternating in a quarterback with Victor Molina, number 1. First down for the Spartans. There's a whistle stopping play. And they're going to call illegal procedure here against the Spartans. And it's going to bring up 1st and 15 now after a good hookup, a good reception in the middle of the field from Parms to his wide receiver, Kinsey. Lonely receiver out here on the far left, right in front of the Huntington Park bench. He didn't go to the huddle, but nonetheless, here comes the play. Lee tries to get outside, goes inside the other way, still on his feet. Very strong runner. And finally, the whistle blows the play dead, but not after Lee will maybe pick up, let's call it about 3 yards on the carry. It's going to be 2nd and 12. Lee, give him credit for the big touchdown. That was back, I believe it was in the second quarter. But we are now in the third quarter. Out of the shotgun formation is Parms. And more flags are coming out now. Another false start on Huntington Park. Looks like there's a lot of movement up on that offensive line. But speaking about Beyond Lee, we'll give a review of the scoring from the first half. Okay, here we go. We'll give you that recap in just a moment. But here are the Spartans. Parms, look out. Almost got sacked. Oh, and Delgadillo with a good tackle in the open field, but Parms very elusive on his moves out of the pocket. Kept his composure, didn't have his receivers open. Good coverage by the Garfield secondary. But going back to the scoring recap, first half, and to start things off, it was Parms on a, let's call that Lee with a 60-yard run. And that came at 2:18 left in the first quarter. Then Garfield came back with their touchdown at the start of the second quarter. And that moved the score 8-6. But here we are now, third quarter. Parms throws a screen pass. Lee, hit immediately. Stopped in his tracks was the receiver. And number 5 brought him down. Give him credit for the solo tackle there, Abel Martinez. And now that's going to bring up fourth, and let's call it 16. And let's see what Coach Vega does here to send out his special team. So good defense there by the Bulldogs, aided by some penalties. Okay, so fourth down and 16. And looks like Molina, number 1 in punt formation. He's got it. Kick is off. Jalen Lawrence. Touches it, catches it, and then falls and gets hit, knocked to the ground. First and 10 for the Bulldogs, roughly at about their own 25-yard line. So here come the Bulldogs back on the field, led by the quarterback, Adam Polanco, who's been out for several games here due to a shoulder injury, but you really can't tell. It looks like he's fully restored, and especially when it comes to running the offense. Coach Hernandez has lots of confidence in his quarterback to lead his team, whether it's by passing or by running. And tonight we've seen good skills here from the running position, running the option. After he fakes it to his running back, he pulls it back out and then goes the opposite way. So Polanco looking to pass. It's going to be short. Looks like it was an incomplete pass. It bounced in front of the receiver. And Huntington Park's asking for a fumble because it was passed behind the line of scrimmage. But from our angle, it looked like he was 1 yard ahead of the pass. And the play should stand on the field because the referee blew the whistle on what was called an incomplete pass.
Hey, double pass, all right? When they keep doing that, they're setting up their double pass.
Clock is moving here ready to move at 8:53. There's Polanco now, stalling the play call, trying to move Huntington Park off sides from their down lineman. There's a snap, same play, pass is completed, and there's a block, springs his runner forward. And now it's completed to Hidalgo. And it's going to be a gainer. Let's call it about maybe at least 10 yards, but it's also good to have Angel Hidalgo back with Polanco. That's been a very, very good combination for the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, they've been injured, and now they return to action together on the same day and at the most important part of the season when league play is now underway. Polanco barking out the signals. The O-line set, snap, handoff. No, he is a keeper. He's still keeping. Faked it to Gonzalez. And Polanco in a cloud of dust picks up yardage. Looks like it's going to be enough for the first down. Yes, it is. And the clock is running now with under 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Okay, here they come again. The Bulldogs up to the line of scrimmage on the attack here. Polanco to Gonzalez goes right over right tackle. At the bottom of that pile there, number 3 was Alfonso Valencia along with Julio Velasquez. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Clock moving with 5:15 left in the third quarter. Line of scrimmage about the 45-yard line here. Polanco dropping back. Oh, he got wrapped up. His blocking broke down. And he did the right thing by taking the sack. But number 44, give him credit, Christopher Lagos in on the sack. And that's going to drive the Bulldogs backwards here. It's going to bring up 3rd and 15. So loss of about, let's call it, is it the 35? Back to, let's call it the 30. Loss of 5 on the play. And now timeout's going to be taken by Huntington Park. Okay, they're going to talk things over, and we will step aside here for a moment. This is East LA Sports East High School Game of the Week, Garfield versus Huntington Park. Okay, we're back after the timeout by Huntington Park. And Garfield with the ball here. Out of the shotgun is Polanco. Adams, his first name. Dropping back here in the flat, he's got Lawrence back to Polanco. And he is going upfield on a gadget play. Still going, drop down. Drop down at about the 40-yard line. So some razzle-dazzle there shown by Coach Hernandez. Screen pass out here started with the Jalen Lawrence, who then threw it back to his quarterback. That was Polanco. And we haven't seen that play in quite a bit of time, but there it was, worked to perfection, and the Bulldogs catching the Spartan defense off guard there, off balance, and Polanco ran it upfield, picked up some blocks from his lineman who had moved downfield on a set play. And let's see what, major penalty going to be assessed against Spartans at the end of that play. And the referee is most likely would have signaled unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to be a huge gain there for the Bulldogs. It's going to put him roughly the 20-yard line. And here come the Garfield Bulldogs from their sideline, quickly sprinting up to the line of scrimmage. Pretty much showing a hurry-up offense. And Gonzalez now inserted as quarterback. They're going to take a look at Polanco after that play. Gonzalez, pitch. Here goes to the running back. And it looks like there was Gonzalez on the carry. And Gonzalez, check that, P.J. Garcia, number 1, took that pitch and turned it upfield for some yardage. Short yardage at that, but nonetheless a positive gain. And Gonzalez in the I formation now. Gonzalez taking over for Polanco. Another pitch to Gonzalez. He goes over left tackles, dragging tacklers. Oh, my goodness. He's falling forward. It's going to pick up at least 5 yards on the carry. Short of a first down. Clock moving with 7 minutes. And let's call it, check that. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. 4 12-minute quarters make up high school football in terms of regulation time. Okay, they give him a first down. They're going to move the chains. So Gonzalez staying in a quarterback, pitch to P.J. Garcia over left tackle. Then it gets blasted. Oh, but a big gain there. Using his linemen, executing their blocking schemes, and running between the tackles with good bursts of speed. And some good balance there shown by P.J. Garcia. He's going off the ball with some good force behind him. Gonzalez at the controls. I formation. Pitch again. Gonzalez. Moses. Still moving. Then the pile now gets set there at roughly, let's call it it's hard to see the field without good vision here to see the lines. Referee and the side judge is standing at about, let's call it the 5-yard line. So Polanco has not returned. They're going to have to check on him possibly for an injury. Gonzalez, linemen are set, backs are set, pitch. P.J. Garcia looks like he's in for the touchdown. At least he's got the first down, though. So P.J. Garcia along with Moses Gonzalez alternating in as running backs. Coach Hernandez showing a different hand here in the second half. Moses Gonzalez, the I-back. Nick Delgadillo, fullback. Gonzalez to Delgadillo, first man through. And let's see where his forward progress will be marked. Yeah, he's going to be short of a first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. We weren't sure of a touchdown being signaled. So there's a mystery on the field, and then a flag comes out. But the scorekeepers credited Garfield a touchdown on that last play. So let's see how they sort this out. And we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene's High School Game of the Week. Okay, we apologize for that confusion there. The referee on the far sideline signaled a touchdown. Going for the two-point conversion. There is Bruce Gonzalez dropping back. And looks like he's got his receiver there for the two-point conversion. That looks like it was, let's see, trying to get his number here for the completion. Looks like it might have been the fullback. Okay, lots of confusion there, but the two-point conversion is good. And it was Gonzalez to his looked like a running back out of the backfield. Okay, they're crediting number 13 for Garfield. Jaden Lawrence on the reception for the two-point conversion. Okay, so that moves the score now to 28 for Garfield and 14 for Huntington Park. We're going to try and clear things up here. After the touchdown, there was a penalty flag thrown by the white hat referee, and they assessed the yardage off on the kickoff. So it's going to be kicked off at the 25-yard line by Garfield. Mijares, Steve's his first name. He'll be approaching the ball for a kickoff. And we've got Lee. Here comes a run up. There's a kickoff, medium. In depth, it's going to be picked up at the 30. Still on his feet, and that was Kinsey. And then he's going to be wrapped up by Bruce Gonzalez on the special teams. Good kickoff return by Kinsey. He's averaging about 15 yards tonight on his kickoff returns. But now the offense from Garfield is perked up here in the third quarter. It's given him two quick touchdowns here in the third quarter, moving the lead up to 28-14. It's 1st and 10 for the Spartans. And on the end of that play, another flag is thrown. It's going to be a major penalty against Garfield for unsportsmanlike conduct, excessive roughness at the end of that play. And the Spartans certainly can show their hand here with an explosive offense. They're averaging over 45 points a game just in their first 5 games. So be aware that the Huntington Park Spartans can score at any given time in the game. Okay, let's check out the alignment here for the Spartans. They've been alternating between Molina and Parms tonight. Velasquez changes with Lee in the running back. Double wing formation. Parms dropping back, flushed out of the pocket, airs it out deep into the end zone, incomplete. Oh, that was intended for Molina, who had a step on his defender, but pass just overthrown slightly. Incomplete pass. Clock stops with 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the quarter. So thus far in the second half has been all Garfield, putting up 2 scores, breaking the tie from halftime. And now they are in the driver's seat, so to speak, with at least the lead of 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Okay, Molina trots back into the huddle after coming back from a long incomplete pass. On the double wings, we have Kinsey along with Molina. Parms dropping back. Pressure in the pocket. Oh, underthrows it. No receiver in the area. Looks like there's going to be a flag thrown by the crew chief. It looks like there might be intentional grounding. There was no receiver in the immediate area, which was just about 5 yards upfield from Parms. Didn't have an identified receiver there. Same formation in the backfield. Now check that. Trips out on the bunch to the right. Molina at quarterback. Airs it downfield. Oh, nearly picked off. Oh, Lawrence in the vicinity there. Number 13 for Garfield. And it's going to bring up 4th down in a bunch. 4th and about 24. They need to get down to, let's call it the 22-yard line. So the Spartans now backpedaling here, trying to get their offense in motion. Lawrence is one of the safeties. On the right side, he switches now with number 6. And it's going to air it out here for his receiver, incomplete. And that was a 4th down play. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Pass incomplete. And there's an injured player there for Huntington Park. That was Parms, the quarterback. Looked like he's holding his knee. And they're going to attend to him on the sideline there. Let's hope that it's nothing major, that he can regain his composure. But it's going to be 1st and 10 for Garfield. And the ball is going to be spotted now with 1 minute and 1 second left. Ball is going to be placed at the 45-yard line. Good field position here for the Bulldogs as they come back on the field looking to get more scoring up on the board here. But again, it's all about ball control and execution. Pitch. Goes the sweep to Gonzalez. He's in pursuit. Oh, and then number 27 lowers the boom. That was Juan Hernandez, who followed Gonzalez in pursuit. Very good pursuit, lateral pursuit, and knocked him out of bounds and really dropped him with a very, very hard tackle. Gain of 1 for all that running he did, but give him positive yardage of 1 on a sweep left. Okay, bunch of wide receivers out to the right in formation. Little Polanco sparingly going to the air. Now he's dropping back. He's going to air it out downfield some 30 yards. Had a receiver, but instead of going to the sideline, he turned inward. Pass intended for number 4, Gonzalez, who's turned into or has converted himself, or coaches put him into wide receiver position. 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Garfield up on top by a score of 28-14. This will definitely be the last play of the third quarter. Bulldogs in formation out here. Hidalgo, Lawrence to the right. Polanco goes midfield. It's completed to Lawrence, still on his feet. It's a race. He's down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Polanco to Jalen Lawrence. And give him credit. Let's see where that ball was spotted. A 55-yard reception there by Jalen Lawrence. He got loose on that play, and he was hovering at about the 40-yard line, but the line of scrimmage was the 45 of Garfield, so give him credit for a 55-yard catch and run touchdown by number 13, Jalen Lawrence. Here's the point after now. 34-14 now with that score. Here comes the point after for Mijares. Hidalgo holding, and just before the snap, side judge is going to rule offsides on the Bulldogs, or check that on Huntington Park. So now the Bulldogs with a comfortable 20-point lead as we approach the fourth quarter. And let's see what Coach Hernandez will bring out here for the point after. It's going to go for a repeat of the same combination. Hidalgo holding for Mijares. There's a snap to kick. It looks good. And it is good. And there it is. Point is good. So we move the score now to 35-14 in favor of Garfield. We'll be back with a kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go. Back to the action. Garfield ready to kick off. After scoring a touchdown with just 3 seconds left in the final moments of the third quarter. And here's Kinsey running them out, bringing it back up, not for too much yardage, but it's going to, looks like they're going to spot it at roughly, call it the 25-yard line. Everything unofficial from our perspective, of course, up here at our press box at the 50-yard line, here on the visitor's side of Garfield Bulldog Stadium. Beautiful autumn night. Great weather we've had here in Southern California and in East Los Angeles, California. High school football, Friday Night Lights, shining brightly here for the Garfield Bulldogs tonight on their home field as they try to get back on the winning track for the rest of the season and close out with a winning record, but they still have a lot of work to do with some good games coming down the road before the Eastern League is settled. Okay, double wing formation pitch. Here we go. To the right is Lee. Nearly tackled. Breaks through again. Breaks through 4 tacklers. Still going 50, 40, 30. Tries to stiff arm his defender. And does, but not before Jalen Lawrence brings him down. But right in front of our cameras, we saw a beautiful and a fantastic run there by Bijan Lee, who's been giving the Bulldogs lots and lots of problems tonight, both in his receiving and in his running. Just on that one play alone, he broke about 6 tackles. So here come the Spartans fighting back here. Ball down to about, let's call it the 15-yard line. So give Lee roughly a 50-yard run from scrimmage. Parms back in. Handoff. And that was Molina going over left tackle. And he'll pick up some good yardage on the carry. Double wing formation. Parms hands it off to the first man through. That's Velasquez. And Velasquez is in for the touchdown. And that comes with, let's call it 10:22 left in the game. Or is it reversed? That was a 2-point conversion. So there is, there's a mistake there. We're correct on a 5-yard run. That was then the 2-point conversion by Molina, which is good. So that moves the score now 35-22. So Spartans answer with the touchdown of their own, really on the back of Bijan Lee, who bolted from his line of scrimmage some 50 yards down into the red zone, and then in a couple of more plays later, the Spartans were in for the touchdown. So we kick off here with the Spartans ready to send it deep to the Bulldogs. Okay, it was delay of game against Huntington Park on the kickoff, so they're going to kick it off from the 30. Check that, the 35. And it looks like they're trying to attempt an onside kick. And looks like he might have picked it up too quick before it made the 10 yards. So without the required 10 yards, the ball was down there by Huntington Park, and it's going to bring out the Garfield offense. An excellent field position here, as they've been on fire with the offense, led by Polanco and Jalen Lawrence as well on the receiving end for a big catch and run to close out the third quarter of play. Okay, the Bulldogs come onto the field now and go directly into their formation. The play's been called. And Gonzalez still in at quarterback, so we'll still need to get a status report on Polanco. But there goes Gonzalez, still moving down the far sideline. And he picks up outstanding yardage on that carry. Okay, we're taking a look down on the Garfield sideline, and we do see Polanco standing up on his own powers. So possibly being very cautious is Coach Hernandez and his coaching staff. Gonzalez, the pitch. Oh, penalty. Pitch was to P.J. Garcia, and the whistle blew it dead. And the crew chief there in the white hat pointing against Huntington Park.
Who's the tackle on that side?
And it's going to be marched off against the Spartans, a 5-yard penalty. So a 5-yard penalty, Bulldogs will take it. 10 minutes left in the game. And Bruce Gonzalez in at quarterback, taking over for Adam Polanco. Pitch, same play. And Garcia's upended. Good tackle there. Valencia in on the tackle there. Good stop. Bulldogs looking to the bench for the next play. Moses Gonzalez is in along with Nick Delgadillo, the two running backs in the I formation. Gonzalez, Bruce at quarterback. Pitch. Gonzalez sweeping around left end. He's got room. Does he have daylight? Is he in for the touchdown? No flags on the field. Moses Gonzalez rides it in. Give him credit for roughly and unofficially a 22-yard run for Moses Gonzalez. And that's going to move the score now to 41. 41 to 20. 22. Let's see for the point after now. Okay, Coach Hernandez out on the field here. Going to talk things over with the squad. And that's a timeout, so we'll step away and come back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, here we go for point after. The kick is up, and it's no good. Number 25 in for Garfield. I believe the announcer said Jennifer Ibarra. Yeah, Jennifer Ibarra, senior. She got into the game for a point after. That's pretty historic to see a young lady on the varsity come in and attempt a point after. Obviously has some good kicking skills, but she did not make the point after. So the score will stand at 41-22 in favor of the Garfield Bulldogs. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, Mijada is in for the special teams as he'll be kicking it off. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. And the kick is taken back at about the 5-yard line. There's Kinsey. And he'll be brought down by special teams. Give Gonzalez credit for the stop. Along with number 5, that's Fabian, check that, Abel Martinez. So Spartans have to come back onto the field and ask the offense to get them back another touchdown as the Garfield Bulldogs answered with that drive there, led by Bruce Gonzalez and Moses Gonzalez. Not sure if there's a relation between the two, but nonetheless, that combination is working for Coach Hernandez and his coaching staff. Parms, pitch to Lee. He's trying to rumble around right end again. Trying to duplicate the previous run of 55 yards unofficially that led them to their most recent touchdown. In fact, their first touchdown of the second half. And the clock moves as he was not rolled out of bounds. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. And very nice, comfortable lead here for the Bulldogs. They're going to have to play a good defense, though, to keep the Spartans at bay. Handoff to Lee going left side. Delgadillo there to meet him. First man in on the stop. And then number 55 joins in along with number 15. 15 is Jonathan Espinosa. And number 55 is Miguel Ortiz for Garfield. 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. Okay, Parms at quarterback. Double wing formation. There's movement. He's going to fake the run. He's being pursued. Oh, he's got a receiver there. That was Molina. And then he was wrapped up and hit as soon as he caught the pass right there in the open field. And we'll give credit to number 6 there, Julian Lopez, for lowering the boom on him. It's going to be enough for a first down. And they're going to move the chains forward another 10 yards. Clock moving now with 7, let's call it 20 left in the game. Parms out of the shotgun now. He's got it dropping back. He's going to roll to his left. Throws it downfield for the receiver. And is he caught? Does he stay in bounds? Referee is going to rule him out of bounds. No catch. So the play is going to come back. Will not count. It's going to bring up second and 10. Clock stop with 7:04 left in the game. Garfield 41, Huntington Park 22. Ball spotted at about, let's call it the 47-yard line. Parms has it, looking to pass. Looking way downfield. The receivers are covered. Oh. Then he's going to be brought down in on the stop. Number 50, give him credit for the tackle. And that was Adriel Gutierrez. Third, and let's call it 6 for Huntington Park. Clock stopped on the field.
Third down and 7 yards to go for first. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Parms has it. Now it's going to be an air game. He's going to look for some receivers downfield. Oh, it's knocked down. Good coverage provided there. Number 5 for the Garfield Bulldogs. Abel Martinez playing himself a very good game tonight on defense. And both sides of the ball for the Bulldogs have really risen to the occasion here. They've been after their second win of the season after playing, again, a very, very rough preseason, going 1-4, and now looking on a more positive side of the ledger, looking to post 1-0 in the Eastern League. It's going to be 4th and 7 here for the Spartans. So Coach Vega looking for the air attack here. Jalen Lawrence is in the deep secondary. And looks like some of the school officials are going to come on. They're coming onto this side of the field. And they're going to take a look at Victor Molina. It's a medical assistant team that have been sent over to check on the condition of number 1 down there on the bench. You see him there, Victor Molina. Okay, so for player injury, they've kind of just slowed things down. And here we go back to a 4th, and let's call it 7. Parms back, going to be flushed out of the pocket. Oh, ball's tipped in the middle of the field. It's going to be incomplete, and Bulldogs will take over as Parms just did not have the blocking protection that he needed to find an open receiver. So change of possession now. Here come the Bulldogs onto the field. And with 5:59, the offense comes back on the field. We're going to check on the condition of Adam Polanco. And we're going to see if he's going to be put back into the ballgame by Coach Hernandez. Well, we see Bruce Gonzalez coming back in. So most likely Coach Hernandez is going to keep Adam Polanco in reserve now to make sure that there will be no further injuries that can be. Oh, there goes PJ Garcia, still going, breaking tackles. Oh my goodness, all the way down, deep into Huntington Park territory. And from, let's call it the 45, all the way maybe down to the 15. Again, unofficially from our perspective here, a huge run by P.J. Garcia, blasting off right tackle, and just shed a couple of tacklers and then turned on the Jets and sprinted down the far sideline for an outstanding gain. And here is Gonzalez now out of the shotgun. Gonzalez gives it to, again, P.J. Garcia still broke tackles. He's in for another Bulldog touchdown. And P.J. Garcia was the man with the plan there and said, I'll take it from here, guys. Just get me the ball. And there's a flag at the end of that play. And let's see what happens here, what the crew chief is going to do. But it looks like this touchdown will stand. And unofficially, we have P.J. Garcia with a 15-yard touchdown run. Point after, let's see what Coach Hernandez does here. Whether Jennifer Ibarra comes back in. And that is the formation that we're seeing right now. Number 25 on her jersey takes 2 steps back and probably 2 to the right for her alignment. Here she comes for a second PAT attempt. There's the snap, the kick. And let's see if it's good. She's signaling good herself, so there it is. And she feels pretty good about converting the point after. Pretty good historic moment here for the Garfield program. And now score should read up on the board 48-22. So PAT's good by Jennifer Ibarra. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. The action once again is Steve Mijares, number 32 on his jersey, approaches for the kickoff. 48-22, 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in the game. The run up, the kick. It's got decent distance here, back at about the 15-yard line. Here comes a runner. That's Kinsey. And then Kinsey's going to be dropped there, tackled by number 8 on Garfield. That was Adam De La Torre in special teams. Looking ahead to next week, let's see, Garfield will be taking on Southgate. It's going to be a big game here. And then Huntington Park, they will be taking on Southeast in the second Eastern League game of the season. Let's see what Coach Hernandez does here to maybe bring some of his reserves players, get them some action here during the season. And there's Parms. Quick down and out to Kinsey. Kinsey's going to get wrapped up by a host of tacklers there. We've got to give credit to number 3, Elijah Gonzalez, number 11. Gain of 9. Let's call it 2nd and 1 for the Spartans. Okay, Parms has it. Another down and in to Kinsey. Same play, same route. Kinsey is going to be stopped. Tackled in there by number 3. That was Elijah Gonzalez. Give him credit on the tackle. Matt Ventura, number 19, is in at cornerback for Garfield. I'm trying to get you some new players in here that are getting some action for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10. Oh, look out. Ball's on the floor. Ball's on the ground. Parms couldn't pick it up on the rebound. And number 70 is in there for the recovery. Emmanuel Juarez, give him credit. Coming in from the defensive end position, gets credit for the fumble recovery. We remind you that it was only 14-14 at halftime, but there's been a massive explosion of offensive power here by the Bulldogs. Gonzalez really going the second half here in place of Adam Polanco. Handoff, coming left. Runner hit, stop, And he's going to be brought down there by the Spartans, as they had no choice but to gang tackle him there. That was Andrew Rios, number 20. Give him credit for on the stop there. Some of the other linemen that we see, number 77, Andy Machorro, number 48 is in there as well. Here's Gonzalez out of the shotgun. And it's a quarterback keep option going to his left. Still going. And then he'll be dragged down there at about, let's call it the 25-yard line. So Bruce Gonzalez showing a lot of confidence in his game. We saw him first against Crenshaw. That was the first game that he took over for the injured Adam Polanco back at that time in September. And now we see him again for the second time, and he looks like even more competitive and more confident quarterback there running the offense for Coach Hernandez. Penalty's going to be marked off against the Bulldogs. That's going to deny all the gains that they made in the last two plays. More players that have come into the game as Joshua Aguilar, number 24. He's a wide receiver out to the left here. A whistle on from the side judge is going to stop play again. Now they're going to move the ball in towards the middle of the field. And the referee, the crew chief, signals the start of the clock. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the contest. Out of the shotgun is Gonzalez. Gonzalez on a pitch. There it goes to his running back, number 12. Still up on his feet and rolled out of bounds at the end of his bench down the far sideline. Okay, they spot it now at the 35-yard line. Gonzalez keeps it, breaks a tackle. Oh, and then he's just really thrown to the ground there. Number 75 wrapped him up for Huntington Park. That was Jonathan Rosales. And Gonzalez paid the price at the end of that play. But he got back up, and there he is. Okay, receivers to the left and right, a pitch. It goes to number 12 again. He's got good balance, and he gets down on the sideline. Looks like he's going to have enough for the first down if the play stands, but there's an injured Spartan down on the field. Looks like it's number 2, Kinsey. Yeah, he's going to be, he gets up. Looks like he might have had the onset of a cramp there, but he's up, back to his position. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, driving once again as we wind down here with 1:35 left in the game. Garfield Bulldogs in total control of the game. And here comes the next play. Gonzalez, Bruce, his first name, number 4. Pitch, number 12. There he's going. There's the in. He's close to the touchdown.
And he's finally brought down.
Okay, we apologize for not having number 12's name on our roster, but he's been having a very good second half, or at least fourth quarter here for the Garfield Bulldogs. The clock is stopped with 1:05, and this has been a very long drive here for the Bulldogs, but they'll take it nonetheless as they march downfield for another, what looks to be another touchdown. Out of the T formation is Gonzalez. And it looks like Spartans are just watching. He takes the knee there. And let's see what the formation will be here. Clock is running with just 30 seconds left. And this victory formation time for the Garfield Bulldogs. And there it is. Referee says go back to play here before the clock runs out. Do they have time to run it? No. They're going to the sidelines, and that will do it. The clock is at 10, 9, and there's the countdown. It's on. So that will be our final score, 48-22 in favor of the Garfield Bulldogs. And there's joy in Garfield Bulldog land here because of the victory. So they go to 1-0 in Eastern League play. The Huntington Park Spartans will go 0-1, 4-2 overall. And we will be back with our post-game show in just a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene, high school game of the week. Head coach Lorenzo Hernandez, a big win tonight, opening up the Eastern League. Your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, I think we did a great job. I think our kids responded, especially in the second half. I think we played a little sloppy, but I think we got things to clean up. And that's the greatest thing about coaching, that you go back to the drawing board and you're able to work on those things. But very proud of our kids and the way they responded.
And, Coach, you had a bye week off, so a little time to heal up and gear up and get ready for the final or the middle push of the season, as we mentioned. 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Of course, the first third being the preseason. Second season, now the league starts, and then, of course, into the playoffs, hopefully. But right now, at this point in the season, things are looking up because, it's Eastern League.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have a great league, a strong league. This year's pretty well balanced. And, we put our kids, and our big word is process. They got to understand and know what the process is. We've been doing this for many years. It so psychologically takes a toll on these kids. They don't understand why we play the Servites, why we go out and play, the Schurs of the world. There's a reason why we do that, because we want to put our kids in the best situation so they can see there and feel what they might be seeing come later on in the playoffs.
And that's great preparation, Coach, because now, not to say that you're in overdrive right now, but you're now looking to really hone in on the Eastern League and then make that push to get to the playoffs. But that's down the road because there's so many other contenders for the Eastern League championship this season. And like you said, it seems to be some parity coming into the Eastern League.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very well balanced. I think we have some great teams, in Huntington Park, of course, and then you got Southgate, Bow, Roosevelt, Southeast. So I think it's very well balanced, and we're excited. We're looking forward to it, and it's just going to make us work harder and just drive a little harder towards our goal, which is another Eastern League championship.
And one thing that's been in your favor, at least in the past 2 weeks, a bye week last week, and had time to heal up and mend up and prepare and gear up for the Eastern League. And your thoughts on that, Coach, because that has been a big asset to have some of your players that were injured to come back and play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, having Adam back and, having Angel Hidalgo back and a couple other guys come back. We sat one of our top linemen today because of a concussion protocol. So we got some great guys. I just wish we could all get them on the field at the same time, but that's the way the ball game goes, and we just got to continue to work hard and continue to strive for another Eastern League championship.
Coach, one quick thing here, added extra in-depth look here at your assistants and your coaching staff. I know you have a lot that you depend on them for, but many times they don't get they become the unsung heroes here on your staff, but they all work very hard, and they are doing a lot of due diligence and working with the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people don't want to believe this, but we have a great staff, and we have some really young kids that these guys, it's frustrating at times, just some basic things that they still don't comprehend, and it's growing pains. And our coaches just do a tremendous job. I got to give them, all the love in the world. Those guys come to work every day, leave their families, and just to put in the time so these kids can be successful and strive here at Garfield High School. Couldn't be prouder of those guys.
And going back to tonight's game, a lot of great plays and a lot of outstanding players that we see now that are just beginning to blossom out and with the playing time deliver. And we saw Adam Polanco tonight, but then we got worried here because in the second half, we weren't sure whether you were being cautious about putting him back in the game because of that late hit when he had that nice run. And can you tell us how Adam is?
Yeah, Adam's fine. It's just to us, I like to be precautious. We're already up in the game, and there's no reason for that. There's no reason to hurt people. Our role is not to see how bad we can embarrass an opponent. We just want to be able to execute and keep our guys healthy, and we've learned a lesson over the years, so we're just going to go with that. But no, Adam's totally fine, and we just went to a different set and just stood with it. We knew that we could power, these guys and understand that, we got a kid that's been holding the fort down, if you would, in Bruce Gonzalez. So that was his set, and he did a tremendous job.
And Coach, we have a close game at halftime. It was only 14-14, and both teams went into the locker room thinking, hey, it's a brand new day on the second half, but the explosiveness of the Bulldogs went into gear. Talk about how the second half really just kept propelling you forward and forward.
Yeah, well, that's something we talked about at halftime. It was just the frustration of our guys just doing everything wrong. I mean, they did a great opportunity of executing where we failed to align correctly, and that was an issue, and it has nothing to do with the kids. The coaches made the right call. Just certain particular kids did not follow what the coaches said, so it's just difficult. Those are the growing pains that we're dealing with, but I'm glad we responded and exploded in the second half, and it was just a tremendous victory for us and our community.
Quickly, I'll just give you a couple of names tonight, Coach, who players who perform well, and you just give me a quick description. Moses Gonzalez.
Relentless. That kid rolled through a wall for you. He's been here every day. Hasn't got hurt. Knock on wood. He's just an amazing athlete. Just executes and will not take no for an answer, and just is here every single day.
Jalen Lawrence.
Jalen Lawrence is just total growth from last year. He's just a different player, has that explosive speed. I was shocked when he caught that kid, number 5. That's just amazing burst of speed, and he's just worked so hard since his freshman year to be committed to this program. And, I mean, now you can see, he's definitely explosive.
And, Coach, talk about the guys in the trenches, the guys, unsung heroes on many teams. They do all the hard work. They put on the hard hats every day and bring it, offense and defense. Highlight those guys for us.
We got a great group. Our offensive line, made up of Victor Villasenor, which is a 3-year starter. We have David Robles, and then we have a youngster sophomore playing the right tackle, and Eder Martinez. And then on the left side, we got another guy, Romero, playing, the guard spot. And after him, we got big Jesse Cortez. So, I mean, defensive ends, we got, our guy we call Puig, which is Jonathan Espinoza, is a big Dodger guy. And then at the other end, we got a sophomore, number 55, Rubalcaba. And then we got Gutierrez at the D tackle, and then Romero also playing D tackle. So it's just great to see those guys grow.
And Coach, as they say, the league is on, and right now it's on, period, because Southgate comes in next week. Not too much time to rest, but a lot of time to prepare for next Friday.
And amazing. Those guys do a great job, and Jose Casagran does an amazing job coaching. He does a great job. So we're looking forward to the task, and hopefully our kids will respond.
Head coach Lorenzo Hernandez giving us some time here on our first coverage of the Garfield Bulldogs, and quite some time, Coach. We're glad to be back doing our high school game of the week, and so glad you received us very well here tonight so we can bring this to our community, bring it to the students, bring it to everyone that's watching our program, because it's about high school football in our community. We want to thank you for bringing us in very, very seamlessly tonight, Coach.
Thank you, and you're always welcome here, and this is your home as well as our home, so thank you very much.
Okay, there he is, head coach Lorenzo Hernandez. He's got some words to go with his players and his team, and then we will hopefully be able to get at least maybe 1 or 2 interviews with the players on tonight's wrap-up here on East LA Sports' high school game of the week. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Okay, speaking with Adam Polanco, he's one of our co-players of the game tonight and leading the Bulldogs to a very much needed victory tonight. Adam, your thoughts on the game, and then, of course, how you are in your health-wise, because we know that Coach Hernandez kept you out of the game for the second half, mainly for precautionary reasons to keep your health up. But your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, we executed. First half, we came out a little flat, but, once we got in the halftime and coaches talked to us, we, got that spark. Linemen did their jobs. Big ups to them. Without them, we're nothing. Running backs ran hard today. Wide receivers made their blocks, caught some great balls. And my health-wise, I'm all right. I took a couple weeks off, but I'm feeling really great. And we're going for that Eastern League title again. And
we saw a very, very nice array of moves and plays that you made, not only through the air, which you're, of course, well known for, but on your feet. Great runs, or open field runs, and you kept your head in the game, and your body, of course, staying very strong and fit. But your thoughts on when you were running? I think it was one big touchdown early in the second half.
The guy hit me, and I was like, you know what? That wasn't a really big hit, so I just kept my feet going. Whenever I run the ball, it's either I'm either gonna take you down or you're gonna take me down. You're not gonna go away. You're not gonna bring me down easily.
And again, all your teammates were really, really responding and working well today. The line on offense, of course, running backs and yourself, wide receivers. The whole team complimented itself tonight, even on defense. Your thoughts on knowing that you're on a very solid team now heading in for the Eastern League?
I feel confident, man. You know, been with this team, played with some guys since my sophomore year, so I have all the confidence in the world with this team. I have a feeling, and I have the confidence we can go to the championship this year.
And now knowing yourself being fully back to health, your positivity and your confidence that you give to the team, how do you feel about that, Adam, and your day-to-day workouts and practice sessions and then game day?
You know what? It was kind of awkward this week because Tuesday I did a light practice. Wednesday I went to the doctors, got cleared, so that was a really big thing. Then Thursday I iced, got ready, and it was kind of emotional because it was my first home game back, and it felt really great to come out with the W and beat HP.
Yeah, big game tonight.
Yes,
Adam
sir.
Polanco, can't keep you too much longer out here.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, great game tonight, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Okay, Adam Polanco, the quarterback and leader of the Garfield Bulldogs, and one of his biggest assets tonight was having his running back Moses Gonzalez in his backfield, who was handing many things off to you. But Moses, your thoughts on the big game tonight?
My thoughts, well, like Adam said, the first half we were like kind of struggling, missing blocks, missing assignments. But we did our adjustments during halftime, so that really helped us thanks to the coaches. We just had the momentum going, so yeah.
And it looked like you were taking advantage of their weaknesses on their inside and outside linebackers. Once you hit the line of scrimmage, you found more yardage after you passed them because there was good blocking as well from your teammates. Talk about the gains that you made and the runs and the touchdowns.
Well, first of all, I want to thank my line because without them, I wouldn't be able to do anything. But like all thanks to the line, like I wouldn't be able to do that without them. And just big thanks.
Okay, Huntington Park came in with a 4-1 record, but you knew you had to take care of them and move on in the Eastern League because now, as Coach Hernandez said, now it's on for the Eastern League, and then because after that it will be playoffs, and you have to do strong in the Eastern League.
Yeah, we did really good tonight. We did our stuff. We executed our assignments, and we're just waiting for a playoff and continue winning throughout league.
Okay, and your play of the game, the one play tonight that you will always remember.
The second touchdown.
Okay, take us back through that.
Well, it was a toss to the left side. I saw an open hole through a cutback lane going out to the sideline, so I hit it, stiff arm I believe, free safety coming down, and I just broke.
Got into the end zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Moses Gonzalez, we're going to let you get into the locker room, but we want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to meet you, at least up close and personal, and maybe down the road we catch up to you again.
Thank you.
Okay, Moses Gonzalez.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, likewise.
Thank you.
Big game and big win for the Garfield Bulldogs as we come to you from Garfield Bulldog Stadium, and we close out here with the final score, 48-22 in favor of the Garfield Bulldogs, 1-0 in Eastern League, and right now at this point in time, that's all that matters for Coach Hernandez and the team. So we'll be back for another edition of High School Game of the Week, Friday Night Lights, in next week and the coming weeks after that as we head towards the season, the Eastern League, and then the playoff season. So for Franklin Robles, our intern who shot all of the highlights, and Rico Cabrera Jr., who took all of the video tonight, and yours truly, Rico Cabrera Sr., thanks for watching this edition of East LA Sports Scenes, and we will see you soon. Take care.